Wine shank, but up next, a lovely and handsome, again, crazy we have so many of these tonight, performer who is like a daddy to me, and leave it at that, you guys, please. Michael Furr!
Did you just call me old? Is that what that was? Did I just get called out? I know I was born in the 70s, which is something a lot of the people here have to Google what that is exactly. Was that the one with flappers? No. It was not. Cameron, I can totally relate. It also takes me a full day to clean my hair, to wash my hair. It does. It takes me like 20 hours to find my hair. It takes me 5 minutes to wash my hair, and it takes me 3 hours and 55 minutes of crying because I had to look at my hair. I'm gonna put my hat back on. Yeah, I'm also in a happy relationship, and I just got a new job that's really satisfying and not stressful. It's fucking brutal. It is killing my comedy. So much of my comedy is rage-fueled. Like, had a great day today. I guess that's all. Good night. You know, like I have nothing to say positive because positivity isn't funny. I was at work today and a dog came in. I work at a holistic pet store. It's not weird that a dog came in. It's not like I work at a bank and a dog came in. That would be a great story though. I work at a holistic pet store and a dog came in and I was like, oh, hello, nice to meet you. You know, ignored the owner. That's how it works. And I'm like, hello. And she's like, oh, he doesn't like men. We can all relate, right? Right, ladies, am I right? No, just kidding, men are great. Our Ghostbusters is by far the best Ghostbusters. I'm sorry, no, I'm just kidding. People always go, oh, I'm like, I haven't even seen the new Ghostbusters. I mean, because apparently it's terrible. No, I'm just kidding. So he comes up and I'm like, she's like, oh, he doesn't like men. And I'm like, oh, that's okay. You know, and I kind of like slowly like wooed the dog to me with treats. And you know, you gotta entice a dog. And then finally the dog came up to me and she's like, oh, that's weird. She's like, I bet he's confused because even though you're a man, you sound like a woman. Is your dog homophobic? Is that what you're telling me? Well, you can just tell your dog, he's not even my type and I wouldn't fuck him even if he was gay. I mean, maybe. I don't know. If I got to know him, maybe. I don't know. He has a sparkling personality. Comedy takes us to some weird places, like fucking dogs. But like physically weird places. Like I did comedy at an EDM festival recently, which if you don't know, EDM is electronic dance music, of course. Unlike all the non-electronic dance music, which is so popular, like the waltz and whistling, I guess, are the non-electronic dance music. Yeah, so I did it at a festival, and I hadn't really been to like a rave in a really long time since the 90s, since it was age appropriate for me. And everything has changed. Like, first of all, did you know that clubs no longer sound like That's what I was expecting. They don't sound like that anymore. Now they sound like When did a rave become like a scenario where robots are taking over a city? Giant robots. It was pretty cool though. A lot had changed though since the 90s, since the last time I was raving. And first of all, you can't smoke inside. That was like very noticeable. And also, second of all, I wasn't blowing a drunk straight guy. So it was very different than the clubs I used to go to when I was a teenager. Very, very different. So to be up here is really great because this is a night about inclusion and tolerance, acceptance, giving everyone a stage, and who knows more about that than white guys, am I right? Like who knows more about that than white guys? So let's just talk about racism. Let's just talk about it, because then you're like, what does a white guy know about racism? A lot. We know a lot about racism. We're like bad at coming up with good ideas, good at racism. That's like the white guy credo right there. My favorite type of racism is reverse racism, which I know technically is when you put the like ideals and principles of racism onto white people, but I like to pretend that reverse racism is when people are like super nice to people of other races. Like, can you imagine you're like in some scary backwater podunk town and there's like all these creepy rednecks lurking around, and they're like, hey you! Hey! We don't like your kind around here. We love them! Hey you! Why don't you go back to where you come from? You tell your parents they did a real good job. This is not the place for you. We got a much better room up the street in the hotel. Is that an angry mob of people with flaming torches? Oh wait, they're using those torches in a highly choreographed and elaborate juggling routine specifically for us. And there's free popcorn, that is so nice. They must be reverse racists. What's the opposite of a pointy white hood? I guess like a black slopey. That's what they would wear, like a black hood that is concave in the center. That would be the uniform of the reverse racists. Well, regardless of our race, regardless of our gender identity, our sexual orientation, our political leanings, our blah, 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 blah. Regardless, let us all just realize that we can all agree on one thing. The most important piece of punctuation is the comma in the sentence, you can come inside, children. Thanks guys, my name's Michael Furr.